Mox Sapphire. Workshop worked good for me last time, but it's very speculative, and if it wheels, well, who knows. This pack is not that good though. I mean, Trinket Mage is a card that can get Mox Sapphire, so I like the card if I can get like a Mox, because then you can sometimes get like Walking Ballista or a Mox, so it's sort of flexible. But the best Mox it is. Okay. Now I think I'm gonna take Oko. It's very good, especially on turn 2 with Mox. You can even turn the Mox into a 3/3 if you have nothing else to do. Or if you're a little flooded, don't need a mana. Yeah, it's just good. And blue-green is often an opposition deck, but you don't have to be that. You can just be blue-green ramp, or like... It's hard to be blue-green control, but you can end up with some upheaval or opposition with a bunch of creatures. Stuff like that, so... Good start here. Now things get interesting, because there is Natural Order, and incredibly good in mono green. A little less good in like a blue-green value deck, but it still is very powerful. So what I want to get is something super expensive or broken, like Crater Hoof, Terastodon, Avenger of Zendikar, or Primeval Titan. The other option is to take Miscalculation and be like a blue-green, a little lower on the curve, and more blue, because Natural Order is not so good with if you're a lot of blue cards. This turns the creature into green, so it does work with Natural Order. You can go with Natural Order. I mean, Oko is a very splashable card, and especially in green, because you have cards like Noble Hierarch and Birds of Paradise, Sylvan Caryatid. Gonna go for the more broken card. Okay, here Llanowar Elves, which leads me more into a blue-green ramp style deck with small creatures, hopefully opposition. Here there isn't much else anyway. Sanders Lant, these Tridents are good, you can fetch them, and you can cycle them if you run out of action, but I'm gonna take Llanowar Elves, and it's even more a card that lets me cast Oko on turn 2. So now I have Mox and Llanowar Elves to help me with that. Okay, now I have 2 Graveyard Hate card, Relic and Ironlysis Hearse. Tosk is a card I have not been so impressed with. I think it's hard to get that to work. It is nice that it's indestructible, but I find it hard to get to draw so many cards with it. There is also Plow Under, which I found to be a little bit better. Or Sundering Titan if I end up with Channel. It is very good with Channel. You can also ramp it out. I think I'm gonna take Plow Under. I've been pretty impressed by that card. Also, a card like Plow Under gets more interesting when you have a Planeswalker in play, because Plow Under can sometimes feel like a time walk, and if your opponent can just replay the lands, you don't end up anywhere. But when you have Oko in play, Plow Under is devastating. Okay, here is a little weaker. Celeste Construct is a very powerful card, works with Splinter Twin, but Dryad is a card that you can sometimes play. It mana fixes you if nothing else. And it also means that if you pick up Dark Depths combo, this Dark Depths can tap for mana all of a sudden. And playing an additional land can be nice if you got like a Crucible going or something. So I'm gonna take the Dryad. Okay, Portent is not a card I love in blue-green, because you may not have enough blue sources to play it. There is alternatively Basalt Monolith, which doesn't offer colorless, which means I'm probably going to take a Gruul Signet over it. Gruul Signet is not my favorite in blue-green. I'd rather have my ramp cards be creatures if I end up with opposition, but I think it's still better. So Basalt Monolith is not great because it doesn't add any colored mana. Oh, there's Drenched Hermit now. Also Snapcaster with nothing. Or Drenched Hermit, or a Leovold, I guess, but then I would have to play a third color. I'm gonna take Hermit in the hopes I get opposition. There also is a card that's fine on its own. It adds 9 power and toughness for 5 mana if you can pay the Echo. It makes cards like Birthing Pod more interesting. Though I've had a hard time getting Birthing Pod to work. But if you can play like a Solemn Simulacrum and get a Hermit with Pod, it gets cool. And then Hermit can become Primeval Titan. Okay, Workshop did wheel, it always does. Seagate Stormcaller if I end up with Time Walk, or Trinket Mage as a toolbox card. There isn't too many spells I want to play anyway, it's just Time Walk. Suppose Trinket Mage could be good. And there is Birthing Pod or Hangerbuck. Hangerbuck is weak. Really late Palace Jailer, by the way. Hangerbuck isn't a target for Trinket Mage. I just find the card to be very slow, much worse than Walking Ballista. So I'm gonna take the Pod just in case. What you want with Pod is a curve that doesn't stop. It starts by 1 or 2 and then goes up. You can also get away with only having 3. And then you want cards that do something when you enter the battlefield or when I take Inkwell for possible Tinkers stuff. So I'm gonna what you want is cards that have entered battlefield effects or leaves play effects like Reclamation, Sage, Solemn, Thragtusk, Primeval Titan. Then you want to go up the curve, but it's hard to get that to work. It does make Trinket Mage a little more interesting because this is the card you can easily just sacrifice after getting the Mox. Dryad right now is not good, but it has some applications with stuff. Okay, so I wouldn't mind a Tropical Island. Having good mana is good. And Opposition would be a huge pickup. If I get Opposition, I probably want some kind of... I'm gonna take Tusk. It could be okay. Better than the other stuff. Yeah, so Opposition, Tropical Island, card like Rofellos is good, and I would probably have to cut down on the blue. It is also possible I just splash Oko, and then it's the only blue card I play. Alright, so what do we got here? We got Tangled Wire, Time Warp, Cultivate, Mystic Conflict, Eternal Witness, Gilded Rake. Not great. So Cultivate works with the ramp plan, but again, I kind of want my ramp to be creatures. Mystic Conflict is just a powerful card. I would then have to play more blue than I maybe want to. It's a problem. But it is a nice interactive card. It can do a lot. It counters spells, bounces creatures. So it's good against red Storm. Time Warp is good with Oko, but other than that, not so good. I'm gonna take Mystic Confluence. Sorry. I don't think missing out on Cultivate or Eternal Witness is that important. And Mystic Conflict is very powerful. Okay, so here we have Ulamog if I gonna pick up Channel, Reclaimer if I'm gonna end up with the Dark Depths combo. There is also Riftwing Cloudskate, just solid. Waterlog Grove for mana fixing. I think that I'm gonna take Waterlog Grove. It's a good card here for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's mana fixing, which I need. It's also a card you can use with Crucible or with the Dryad plus other cards like Crucible or Ramunap Excavator. And if I had Channel, I would slam Ulamog, or if I had Dark Depths, I would slam Reclaimer, but there's no guarantee I will get that. And Image and Cloudskate, I think one of those gonna wheel anyway. So take that. Ooh, that's a late Mana Vault. That does also make Trinket Mage better. I'm gonna take Mana Vault, it's just good. It makes me even more want mana fixing now, because it helps me cast these 5-drops, but they are color intensive, which Mana Vault doesn't help. But the fact that I have Trinket Mage is also interesting. Mana Vault is also a combo with Oko in the sense that you can turn it into a 3/3 and then you don't take any damage, and it does untap even though it's tapped. So it's a nice combo with Oko too. Ooh, Remand and Dark Depths and Oracle. Oh jeez, all the good cards in one deck. Remand is just good, whereas Oracle I think works better in this deck. Remand is just nice interaction though. And I don't have many early plays. Yeah, this is tough. It's not Dark Depths. There's no guarantee I will even get Thespian Stage. Either it's not opened or it gets taken. I'm gonna take Remand though. Take the cheaper card. There is the Rex Sage I was talking about, but there's also Tireless Tracker, and I think that's a better card. I've been very impressed by Tireless Tracker. And I'm not so interested in playing Pod anyway. Here there is Edric, which is okay, but I already have Tosk, which kind of does the same thing in a better way in some sense. Because it can't be countered or destroyed. There is Progenitus, and if there ever was a deck that could play Progenitus, I think it's this one. I have Natural Order, right? So I think if I don't get anything else that's good to Natural Order into, I think Progenitus is interesting. I haven't tried that in a while. Garruk, Caratid, Emry. I think this is a pretty easy Caratid. It really helps with my colored situation. It ramps me. As does Garruk, but Garruk is a 4-drop, so again the cheaper card is better. Also a creature I can sack to Natural Order. Ulamog, again, if I end up with the channel. I have too many creatures for Oath. I think Garruk Relentless is good though. It works with Natural Order. It's very good with opposition if I get opposition. Alright, take Gilded Drake as a sideboard card. Ulamog is better than Reclaimer, I think. Just this possibility of channel. I haven't played this card in a long time. It could be cool. Sour is not unplayable. Really happy I took Orlog Grove. My man is looking rough, though this helps a little bit too. Right now I don't think Dryad is great, but we could get there. Alright, take Shriek, move for sideboard. Stormrix open as it always is. Oracle didn't wheel, which isn't surprising. The card is very good. Okay, so we have Tinker, which is interesting. Walking Ballista is another target, or Daze. Tinker, I have Mox, Mana Vault, Ghoul Cygnus, and Trinksmith can get me. I have an Inkwell in my sideboard too. I think I'm gonna take Tinker just for the possibilities. I don't think I've seen Bolas Citadel. I don't think this card is that good, even though I'm blue-green. Whisperwood is good, but I already have Hermit. So I'm gonna take Tinker just for the... Also Tinker works with Tireless Tracker. So I'm gonna be a lookout for some good Tinker target, even though I already have Inkwell. Here, Green Sun Zenith, Dig Through Time. Green Sun Zenith gives me Elves, Caratid, Tracker, Hermit. And if I get a lot of mana, I can get Progenitus. Need 11 mana. I think that's decent. Okay, Life from the Loam, huh? It is interesting with Dryad and Waterlord Grove, but it's kind of weak. There is Utopia Sprawl, which does help my mana. Yeah, I'll take Utopia Sprawl. It's I haven't even seen opposition anyway. Okay, we have Boseiju, Force of Will, Glenelander Archmage. I think Glen is better than Force of Will, as crazy that sounds. I just think that Glenelander Archmage just hoses your opponent harder than Force of Will. And Hornet Queen is interesting with Natural Order, but Circle of Dreams is a little too hard on the man, I think. So I'm gonna take Glen and Ooh, Sheldock Isle. Well, never passed that card. Even though I did pass it a couple of draws ago. No competition here though. And, there we go. Questing Beast is not really the card I want to get with Natural Order. I think another Finron Elves will do. Alright, so right now Tinker isn't great. And since I haven't ended up with either opposition or... yeah, it doesn't look like I'm gonna get opposition. Which is unfortunate, but what are you gonna do? Eureka, Thieving Skydiver, Nissa. I think, again, I'm not even that impressed by Nissa, I think it's too slow. Thieving Skydiver is a cool card. It can help me with Tinker too. So now... I'd have to cut like a Dryad. Dryad seems bad. It doesn't do much in this deck. Helps me a little bit with fixing, but I don't want to pay a 2 for that. It doesn't even add mana. Like if you compare to this actually adds mana, so it adds to my mana count, whereas the Dryad just fixes. Which isn't impressive. Alright, Whisperwood. It's pretty good. Question is, do I have too many 5-drops? Maybe this is better than Plowanda. Yeah, maybe. Plowanda doesn't seem like it does much here. I could also cut Tinker Inkwell. It's not even that I have that many artifacts. I have Mox, Mana Vault, Signet, Oko makes artifact. Actually, I have a lot, but only having Inkwell is awkward. Did not get her on pod, even though it's close. Yeah. This is a little scrappy, this deck, but I have to hope I don't draw Progenitus or Inkwell. But the fact that I have Sheldock also makes these cards a little better. Hardcasting these are with Sheldock is very possible. Yeah, I'm gonna have it in my sideboard, I think. Circle of Dreams, Druid, or Savannah. There's no white cards on a splash. I think Circle is too hard on the mana. Since Oracle, Questing Beast, Mana Flare. I don't like Questing Beast. I think it kind of sucks. So I'm really happy I took Progenitus because I don't have any other great cards to get with Natural Order. So that actually works out. I'm gonna see if Progenitus is actually good here. Okay. It's gonna add a bunch of lands for Progenitus. Okay. Something like this. Too many lands. And kind of island, because a lot of my green cards give me the color I need anyway. So, I'm hoping for a lot of turn 2 Okos here. See you in a bit. Okay, here against Bitter Blossom. A Bitter Blossom. With a good hand. A little too fair, but I have no Mox, no powerful card. And my opponent seems to be on some sort of control deck. Doesn't have to be that, but Sherlock is an interesting addition here. It will have to wait though. Next turn I can go Tracker into a land. We shall see if that works. If it doesn't, I'm gonna play other stuff. I think Natural Order is gonna be good here. Still have to sacrifice, but that's okay. Wow, all the colors. Lodestone Golem. Okay, this is weird. That does stop me though. No. It does stop me from casting Fire Drop. I can still cast Garruk Relentless, and I think just doing that and passing seems good. And make a 2/2. I don't think I need to kill a Lodestone yet. I can just either block, trade, or jump. It's possible this also hosts my opponent. We shall see. Okay. Seems I think I've got my value from Tracker. I mean, I think trading here is decent. Means I get to keep my Wolf and my Garruk. Now things are gonna get easier here to cast. I think I go with Whisperwood. Opponent seems to be on nothing here. Does have a Colonnade which could kill Garruk at some point, but there's not much I can do about that. And that's my opponent's entire turn if that's the case. So Manifested Land Rev, so I'm gonna get to flip that up end of turn if I want to. Probably do. Don't think the fact that I'm downgrading my card into a 1/1 is a big deal. And also Whisperwood prevents me against sweepers. Oh, Sun Titan, interesting. Okay. Gets back Foothills, which you can put in your graveyard next turn. I can attack into Sun Titan with Whisperwood though, because I can then use Garruk to finish Sun Titan off. We shall see. Okay. Also, I'm getting closer to Shelldock. Okay, let's see. Let's start by attacking here. Okay, opponent seems to be fine with that. I'm also fine with that. Because this Garruk could be killed by Colonnade at some point. So that's fine. Again, I can first to what is this? Ugin. Okay. Well, that's good. But I get to keep my clues. And now I can cast first, I suppose. Discard Island. So what can Green Sun get me? I can get the most expensive card in my deck. Except that's Progenitors, I suppose. But I can't get that. But and my opponent lets me keep the Ranged Hermit, which makes sense, but that is a card I could sack to Natural Order. So Green Sun could get me Tosk. Yeah, I can't get me too many good things. So I actually think I'm gonna pay Echo, as crazy as that sounds, just because it gives me something to sack to Natural Order. Now I can also attack Ugin. Doesn't. Now, of course, my opponent could just kill the Hermit, but that's okay. So my problem with Scene was that it doesn't give me anything that good. Yeah. But next turn I can go Zenith in for something and then Shelldock out Progenitus and hope that's good enough. Oh, that's annoying. Okay. Okay, I guess I'm dead. A really weird deck. Alright, you got me. Planeswalkers and Armageddon and Lodestone Golem. Okay, so what can I do? I think here's where Plow Under is good. And Question Beast could be good too against the Ugins. Take out, I suppose, Drenched Hermit if I want to put in a 5-drop. And possible Scene that is not so good. Oh. I think I may want Questing Beast over Toski just to attack the Planeswalkers. I think the haste action could be good. Okay, alright. This is a very good hand. Turn 1, Caryatid. Alright, so I have to be a little bit more aggressive. Considering my opponent has Armageddon, so I have to attack, flood the board harder. Okay, I would prefer to wait on Thieving Skydiver until I have something to steal. But it's possible. Oh, I can't steal it, unfortunately. Oh yeah, I can. If I cost it for it's X or less. Okay, so I actually can if I pay 1. I'm gonna do that, of course. And X or less, yeah. Okay. Do I want to play Landward too? Yeah, probably. This is 1. I mean, stealing Senses Divining Top is not really a strategy that works too well. Even though my opponent did F6, it could have been the other F that makes you pass until your opponent does something. I mean, it would be inconvenient for my opponent to have to use the top, but alright. Okay, so let's see here. If I draw nothing good, I'm just gonna main phase first. Also nice that I steal the green Mox, even though right now I have all I need, but it could be an Ugin. Maybe channel Ugin. Alright, let me play now, please. Okay, I drew Mystic Confluence, that changes things. Now I'm just gonna keep that open. Shelldock. Another pause. So I can actually attack with land rails. Okay. I guess I'll take a forest. So I don't really have to care too much about getting down to 20 cards. But I can attack for free and hold up and everything. If my opponent plays something relevant, I can Mystic. It is also possible I could Mystic my own Thieving Skydiver if I want to steal something, but that's... we shall see. If I want to play something very good artifact, I could do that, possibly. Or can just counterspell and draw 2 cards. Alright. Black mana. Okay. Spinning the top. Alright, so... 2 red. Green Monolith. I think I will accept that, and then I can counter whatever comes out of that. It's not a great card to steal with Thieving Skydiver because... Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's annoying. It makes 3 freeze, or it draws cards. Could allow it, but I think I'm just gonna counter it and draw 2 cards. Yeah. Okay, drew green Sunset. Now, what can I get with that? I have 8 mana. I think it's just better to cast Whisperwood, right? Then I can end of turn first. Infests forest, okay. Whisperwoods protect you from most sweepers anyway, like except Ugin, but could just see it for questing this next turn and attack for a lot. Oh, better hurry up, I guess. I can just finish it after downtime. Questing Beast means I attack for 13. Okay. Okay. Gonna first here discard basic. Okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna seal it here. 5. Because I don't have any 6 or 7 drops. Yeah, get Questing Beast, and my opponent better get Ugin into play next turn. A normal sweeper doesn't help against Whisperwood. Get a... oh, okay, well... Okay, now also Shocklands are getting stopped. My opponent at 2. Okay, so... that went better. Opponent get to see my Oko. Yeah, so that Questing Beast is interesting. Yeah. Sure, we'll run with this. Okay, very nice hand. I have 4 mana on turn 2, presumably. Which means I can go Trinket Mage and get my Mana Vault. Then it's action time. I do have both double blue and double green. Presume if my opponent doesn't mess with my things. Because Land Realms plus Forest is double green, Mox plus Island is double blue. Okay. I think I should probably just play my Mox. It's is exposing it to cards like a Reclamation Sage, but I haven't seen it, and I don't know. There is counter spells and stuff. My opponent is playing every color, so there could be like Mind Twist, Thoughtseizes, Mesmeric Fiends, and I haven't seen a Reclamation Sage or Thieving Skydiver or something like that. Okay, so here I'm gonna go and Trinket Mage for Mana Vault. This is the only target I have left. Cast it. The next turn I have basically a million mana. I have 8 mana, so I should be able to do most things. The Teferi is good though. Don't know how good it's gonna be here, but you can't minus it and have it survive. Okay, well. Alright, and here it's gonna go and head and kill Teferi first. Then I'm gonna go ahead and cast my things. 3 and 1 mana. Sure, I just really wanted to kill Teferi. I think that's more important than casting both things, especially since Trinket Mage doesn't even get me anything. Okay, my opponent evokes Muldrifter, fine by me. Waterlogged Grove's gonna cause some pain. And now I'm gonna be able to keep open. This is only an upkeep. Okay, well. 4, 6. Yeah, so I'm just gonna keep open Confluence now because I have the board under control, and also this way I could flip up cards I hit. Not that I did, but gonna have to be somewhat more restrictive of the cards I counter here. Like this card I'm not gonna bother. Oh, maybe that was one of the few cards. Yeah. My thinking is that I really wanna... This could get Ugin into play. Maybe that was stupid. I should have maybe just countered that. That might have been a mistake. Because it's possible that that adds more mana so that my opponent can get around Mystic Confluence. Oh well. I think I could actually afford to untap it. No. Well, that's good. I wish I had countered it. Oh well. Now I'm safe from Ugin. Free cards. Yeah, I got only myself to play. Crucible, Lodestone, Mirror Battlesphere. Thankfully, I only need to care about one of those cards. And it's not even considered a need to counter. I can't counter it anyway. Okay, that was unfortunate, but I still think I'm okay because I have a flyer and making creatures every turn. Misium and Mordars. Well, I'm just gonna counter that. And yeah. Have painted myself in a little bit of a corner here. I didn't have to be this way. I could have just countered Metal Worker and would have been in good shape, but it didn't look like my opponent had too many artifacts. That was just poor play by my part. But I still think we're okay. Now my opponent's down to 2. Crucible and Lodestone, okay. Wrenn and 6. I think that kills my Glen. So I might as well just still have mana for Mystic. Still think I'm winning with the Whisper Whip. Opponent's down to 3. The Fury, no. Gonna remand that because I kind of want my opponent to recast it. Okay. Can't attack with Mirror Battlesphere. And I'm getting close to be able to attack my opponent. Can I just bounce with Mystic and win? Yeah, I can. And if my opponent had Force, I think my opponent would have used it already, so... Hello, Prianitus. Turn target creature to its owner's hand. In that case, attack with everything and win. Okay. That was a little bit more scrappy than it had to be, but I think my deck was better than my opponent's. Not to be arrogant. On the play here. Oh, nice hand. Lacking artifact for Tinker, but seeing it can get me Tireless Tracker, and then that problem is solved. For that I need 4 mana, but it's okay. And then an early Tinker for Inkwell is gonna be good. So reverse destroy my deck is Inkwell right now. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna shell lock here, put a true order, I think. Attack for 1. The next time I can see it for Tracker. And if my opponent is mono green, it's not going to be able to kill Tracker unless my opponent has Garruk, Relentless, or Oko. And then I could Tinker next turn. It is, I wish this was faster, but oh, not a Wrenn and 6. Can kill my Llanowar Elves. Well, that's unfortunate. And a land. So now what? I could see it for Sylvan Caryatid, but where do I go from there? Nowhere, I suppose. I'm just gonna have to wait a turn. It's unfortunate, but what are you gonna do? And Tracker is out of range of Wrenn and 6. Oh, there's a value with Wrenn. This is unfortunate that I have only drawn lands, but what can you do? Baleful Streets. So this looks like some weird 4-color value pile. Would have been nice to draw Garruk Relentless also. Could kill Ignoble and stay in play. Okay, well, I mean, it's better than see anything for it, I guess, because now I have seen it left. But no Dryad Arbor to get, so I can't see it for 0, which you did a construct. Or I guess you still do in some formats. I don't even know which formats this is legal in anymore. Is it legal in Legacy? I don't know, probably. So next one I can Tinker for Inkwell, which hopefully is good enough. My opponent does have an island in play, so that Inkwell can island walk. And sacking the clue to Tinker even gets a counter on Tireless Tracker. But of course I don't like my chances in this game. It just feels like I was gonna do something more busted. But we shall see. We're back and my opponent is metamorphing. Which I suppose... And I can play Catacombs and get 2 clues. I suppose I'm somewhat happy my opponent did that before I got Inkwell in play. But yeah. Opponent is down to 15. 1 more damage and Inkwell is a 2-turn clock. Alright. Suppose probably shouldn't attack here. Yeah, to block. Alright. Tinker. Oh, blue mana, I think. Yeah. Man, if I had a Bolas Citadel to get, it'd been so much better. Alright, I don't think I'm gonna see it for 1. I don't see what that does. Red crack a clue. My 6th sense is telling me that this is not gonna be good enough. It just doesn't feel like this Inkwell is gonna win. It could. And I don't really have much else, but I do have a Mystic Confluence though. Just my experience from Cube is it's rarely gets it done in situations like this. This could have worked if I got it on turn 2 or 3, but no, it's probably 1 turn too late. It's my prediction. But we shall see. Alright. We are approaching the thick of July soon. 2 more days and then it's the thick of July, my favorite month of the year. Alright. Okay, my opponent played a fetch land. Got another clue. Down to 25 cards. 24. And also now down to 14. Which means that Inkwell is a 2-turn clock. Okay, so my opponent's got all the cards in the world between Wrenn and 6 and Clue. So I'm not gonna grind my opponent out in this game. I'm just gonna have to hope Inkwell plus Mystic Confluence is good enough. Okay, Soldering 2. Makes Mystic Confluence worse, but Thieving Skydiver better. Alright. Ooh, interesting. Okay. Both my opponents have been on brews. Like this 4 or 5 color brews. Cracking the clue after you play the card is weird, but I think you should crack the clue first. It's possible my opponent could outrace it, but alright. Was that all? That wasn't so impressive for my opponent. Just did a bunch of... Okay, Oak is interesting. And Mana Vault. I really wanna hold up Mystic Confluence though. I have to think here. I'm definitely gonna attack my opponent here. Alright, so play a land and get a clue. Now, I have 6 mana, right? So with Mana Vault that gives me 8. So I could just Mana Vault. Alright. And I can still cast Oko plus Hold Up Mystic Conference. So that's what I think what I'm gonna do. Do it like this, so I can also hold up in Shelldock. Now, what do I do with Oko is the question. So I could Elk this, but it's just not fast enough. I could Elk the Mana Dork. That seems interesting because it means it's going to be hard for my opponent to do things. I'm not under any assault as far as my life total goes. So I think I'm just gonna Elk the Ignoble Hierarch to cut my mana opponent off 1 mana. Colored mana too. I could have done it to the Sol Ring, but I think the bottleneck here could be colored mana. Since my opponent is what costs Assassin's Trophy targeting Tireless Tracker. I think that, so that's gonna give my opponent a 4 for 4, 7, 12, 13. I think that's fine. Because yeah, I think that's fine because I'm still not dead. Because of Mystic Conflicts can bounce creatures. So my opponent could represent lethal by 3, 4, 10, 13, 17, cracking a bunch of clues, but then I have Mystic. So unless my opponent is playing a random Spell Pierce main deck, this should be fine. So my opponent needs to sack 1 more. So it's Spell Pierce or bust. If I had Questing Beast in my deck, I could have even used Oko, make a 3/3 and then see it for Questing Beasts. But alright. This is active now, but I could use that with Oko, I guess, but that's getting a prevent is too slow. Again, no Questing Beast, so. What? He conceded, but if you, oh, you're out of clues. Okay, so I didn't even have to show my opponent the Confluence. So, I suppose. Okay. Do I want Questing Beast over Toski? I think I do because no, yeah, it gets around. The attacks Ren 6 pretty good. Take out Toski. Toski's bad anyway. Yeah, right. Alright. Here is my turn to Oko. Me like. Better than casting Mana Vault, even though that would give me 5 mana, which red white. Hopefully no burn for Fyndorn. Oh, and even a natural order. Well, I mean, now next turn I can go Mana Vault into natural order, sacking like the creature I get from Oko for Progenitus, and hopefully that's good enough. I didn't see a sweeper. Okay, that is a cool card, but I could. Alright. I could just Oko that and then sack the Fyndorn Elves. I could also steal it, I suppose. Yeah, it seems pretty good actually. I'll take that, thank you. Yeah, sacking Funeral Elves is annoying, but I think I can do it because I still have Mana Vault. Yeah. You need a sweeper. And then I still have Oko. Okay. Oh, 3 coming up. Okay, now this hand is awkward. Tinker, Notaris, and 2 5-drops. One I can't even cast. I'm shipping this back. Oh, this is not much better, but at least if I draw 1 forest and elves give me Hermit, then I can maybe Fiving Skydive or something. Let's put Inkwell on the bottom where it belongs. Put it back where it belongs. From Game of Thrones. Okay, nice. Could have put that on the bottom too, hopefully. But, yeah, alright. This was bound to happen. Might as well just get all the stuff out. Okay, I was afraid I was gonna have to cast Skydive, but now I can cast Elves instead. I don't want this to flip. But, yeah, we are in trouble. Could this be a Reanimator? Discard, we shall see here soon. Could also just be, yeah, this is probably Reanimator, but blue-black. This could also just be a value card. Yeah. Oh, that was good. Okay, well. We're getting there. Still think I'm in trouble, but now I'm just gonna have a lot of selection here. Getting loots. 2 loots a turn if you want. Ultimate's probably unbeatable too. Alright, so can I put Preemptors on the bottom somehow? I don't know. I don't know. Looks like another matchup where I want Questing Beast. Alright. Dream Scenario is probably my one place on good artifacts I can steal. No, instead, Bone Shards and Tracker. Discarding Mox Diamond. Okay, well. Oh, interesting. So I can play Oko, make the clue a 3/3 and attack it down to 1. Yeah. Kinda like that. I mean, I can no longer sack it for card, but I have action anyway, and I think I want to wait on Skydiver until I draw an artifact. Okay, so I'm attacking me, so the loot gets happening. If you attack Oko, not only does Oko have a Basilian loyalty, it means you can't loot. Nothing, huh? Oh, Tinker is interesting. This is not an artifact anymore, sadly. How about we start by I suspect something here, of course. So I'm not gonna attack with Llanowar Elves. It also doesn't really. I say my opponent has. Okay. Well, now I can. Create a food. Tinker the food. Down to 4 cards. Okay, that worked. Interesting. Now here I think I play Skydiver because that means this flips back. could steal that maybe. I don't know. Shark Typhoon, okay. That's good. But alright, this is it's gonna be hard, but attacking me? Alright, I guess I'll take it. I mean, I don't mind trading damage here, I don't think. Take the oak, it would be a different story. Could use -6 maybe. Alright. Delta. Once drawn so many extra cards that it's gonna be tough. Pulsing Oko, okay. Huh, Murktide Regent. Interesting. That's a problem. So, yeah, I'm just gonna have to ignore this Planeswalker, I think. Just gonna... Oh. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to... try and mice. Interesting deck for my opponent. I assume there is a Dark Depths in there because of the Hex Mage, but... yeah, I guess 7, 8, go to 6. No. Let's say I jump at X3, go to 11. Actually, might be better to jump, then I go to 11 and I'm not dead next turn. I mean, yeah, okay. I'm repping lethal, but I guess opponents could have something. Right. Otherwise, you don't attack with this. I mean, I have nothing else to do, so I might as well. Human, okay. Sure. Now my natural order is better. Oh, okay. That should do it. But we'll wait and see. Leon, okay. Some bug action here. I thought my opponent was 2 colors first, but... oh well. Yeah, so now I can't pay Echo because then 5. Or can I? No. Okay, my opponent got 4 blockers. So my opponent is not dead if I pay Echo. Not even theoretically. Much less impractical. What can I draw? I don't know. Oh, not I then. Okay, here it comes. Okay. Alright, so now what? I think, again, Questing Beast better than Toski. Sour might be good against Murktide. Problem is, probably got a million removal spells. And same with Gilded Drake. Yeah, I mean, got a little unlucky there, I think, but that's okay. Drawing that pre-edit was not good. Reasonable hand here. Nothing unfair going on. Probably just run out Skydiver on turn 2. I didn't see any artifacts to steal anyway. There's no artifacts here you can steal in The Dark Knight Rises. Okay. I think Oko. But I'd almost like to draw those cards, but what can you do? It's not. I have no control over it. Yeah. Basically, kind of want to place Thieving Skydive to keep my opponent off balance, and then maybe able to track her into natural order. Alternatively, I could go Archmage into order with blue mana backup, but I do need another green for that. And also, I was wasting a bone charge on that. I'm pretty happy about that. Okay, so my opponent could push my tracker, but wouldn't you rather just push the Skydiver then? Alright. Gets a Triumph. Forest Island Mountain. Alright, so if I draw a forest, I could just order for Progenitus. Turn 2 I could play Glen. Or I can play Fyndhorn plus Crack a Clue and then order next turn. What I think getting Archmage down is sick, so didn't see any exiling removal. And this pressures the Planeswalker too. So I like that more. Draw card. I'd like to have a little bit of counter backup if I'm running out an order. There are still cards like Toxic Deluge, even though it's going to be painful. Damnation. Probably something else I'm not thinking about. Living Death, maybe. Let's swap on this white too. Night's Whisper. Fine. Baleful. Okay, well, nice draw. I'll play a land to get a clue. Then I'm gonna have to give up either of my creatures because I want the Planeswalker off the board. But now I can cast Fyndhorn plus holding Remand or cracking clues at the ready. And my opponent is down to 22 cards in. Has drawn a lot of fetched lots, so Oko is getting closer to. I have a good feeling about this game. Remand's gonna be sick against something like alright, there goes my hand, I suppose. Or does it? My opponent's got no more blue sources. I could also just sack. Yeah, why don't I just sack the Archmage? That just seems better. Still got one more shot and blue. Murktide, I see. Okay, remand that. Remand that into the next week. Though my opponent has 3 cards in radar. Yeah, this might come down next turn. Oh, Questing Beast. But Lock Grove. Let's attack first, just in case. And then I'm going to natural order with Glenn back up, getting Progenitus, which is close to lethal. Yeah, this looks very good. I mean, Glenn stops something on creature. Okay, still have a chance to take home this draft. So there is Sour of Temptation to get the Murktide, but it is sort of fragile. Dice to push, Bone Shards, Maelstrom Pools. Yeah, I don't think this is the matchup for it, unfortunately. Rather have something else. Okay. I did have a very smooth hand last game. Let's see if I can get it again. And my opponent was a little slow out of the gates, I suppose. Oh, crap. Well, this hand has potential, but I don't think I can keep it. Oh, this is much better. Much better. Of course, it doesn't have any broken cards, but I get to put Inkwell on the bottom, and then turn 1, Caryatid, turn 2, Archmage. Unless, of course, there is some interaction. But of course, Human would be annoying, depending on what my opponent hits, but there is no Human. Okay. Oh. Do I want to play Oko here? Yeah, I mean, problem with Archmage is that I don't even have blue mana ready, so I could have gone Signet into Oko, I suppose, but that's worse against him to Torek. Okay, Andilion click here, I suppose. I could steal that click if I wanted to. Gonna take Archmage, I suppose. But I think I'm gonna steal the... So trade food for click. And then I can steal the food with Skydiver, if that's even necessary. The food doesn't do much for my opponent. But alright, well, this puts pressure on my opponent. Then I must try Topia Sprawl here, I suppose. Name blue. Not even sure why I named blue, to be honest. Should have named green. Oh well. But the food gives me a chance to just get a free next turn. Kaito. Okay. Kaito can't be killed because it faces out. Ooh. Well then. So let's make that a 3/3. Attack. For 8. And Signet. And then I might as well tinker away the Mox for an Inkwell, and you need Toxic Deluge, and even then I have Oko. It's gonna be a pretty painful Toxic Deluge too. Here comes Oko down to 1, that's okay. Don't think I've ever seen an Oko with that low loyalty. Okay, well, that's a thing. There goes Oko. So now if you have Toxic Deluge, you can get to 1. Or Damnation, I guess. Here's the hope. Okay. Could have Crypticum on, I suppose. Yeah, okay. I mean, interesting. Yeah, this was funny. Why is my opponent? Oh, because my opponent didn't cast. Seen it for Questing Beasts. No, okay. Not apparently. I like the fact that I'm at 20 though. So I was gonna Seen it for Questing Beast, kill Kaito, and even attack my opponent for 4. Alright. It's gonna be a long video. Grist. Okay, so you can kill something, but can't kill Inkwell. Alright, so now I have 12 damage. I think I'm just gonna ignore the Planeswalkers. And so my opponent's gotta have a removal spell here. Okay, or that. But this puts my opponent to 3 and dead next turn. And if I go after the Planeswalker, it's so awkward. My opponent can just block whatever I go after, and it's just a mess. Now my opponent is dead to Questing Beast too. I shook all the Planeswalkers. Okay, my opponent hit. Didn't see what my opponent hit, but I did take home this draft. Cool. Let's see here. Turn to game. My opponent did hit Hermit, but not Questing Beast. Alright, this was a sweet draft, and we'll see you soon.